Welcome to CrashMagic. Today we're going to look at the card trick Red or Black by the great American magician Ted Annemann. Ted Annemann was an American who started as a magician's assistant. Using his performance skills and abilities to invent new magical illusions, he soon became respected as one of the most talented magicians in his own right, and he specialised in mentalism. If my spectator can now sort this pack of cards into two separate piles, one of all the red cards and one of all the blacks. Now the trick I'm going to attempt is one of Ted Annemann's inventions. He would have a spectator separate the cards into reds and blacks just like this. And then once the spectator had completed separating the cards, Ted would take the cards back and shuffle the two piles together. He would show the spectator that the reds and blacks from the two separate piles were fairly shuffled together. And once the cards were well and truly mixed, Ted would then ask his spectator to cut the cards and complete the cut. He would then ask them to cut the cards into two piles and choose one pile for themselves and one pile for Ted. Free choice. Ted would then turn over a card from his pile and predict what the colour of the spectator's card would be. Red. I've absolutely no idea how he managed to do this. Black. But time after time, just by looking at his own card, concentrating and thinking carefully, red, he seemed to be able to predict black. The colour, red. The next spectator's card would be red. I hope you enjoyed the red or black trick, and here's the tutorial. So the whole key to this trick is using a pack of cards that has a one-way back design. The backs of most playing cards are symmetrical, so that whichever way the cards are turned, the pattern on the back is the same. But with some packs of cards, the way the pattern is designed means that if a card is reversed, you can see that it's been reversed. So this pack I used in the trick has a very obvious one-way design. Even so, in this trick, as there isn't just one card reversed, it's probably okay to use this pack, and of course it's also a good one to use for this video. Other packs can have much more subtle differences, like this red pack. So the difference here is so small that it would never be noticed by a spectator, but can be spotted where you know where to look. So the dots up at the top left and bottom right of these cards are just very slightly different. One's raised higher than the other. There's a good chance that you've probably got a pack of cards with a one-way design without even realising. So back to the trick. As we've said, we need a deck of cards with a one-way back design, and where all the cards are initially all arranged in the same direction. You can shuffle the pack, of course, as long as you don't reverse any of the direction of any of the cards, and then hand the pack to a spectator and ask them face up to deal two piles of cards down onto the table, so splitting the pack into reds and blacks. So once this is done, you can turn the two piles towards each other. Now you can either do this face up or face down, but I'll do it face up just so you can see this is obviously reversed one of the direction of one of the piles, and then you can riffle shuffle them together. So of course in doing this, now all the reds face one direction and all the blacks face the other direction. You can then of course gather the cards up and do some further shuffling if you like, as long as you just make sure that all the cards now stay in the direction that they are. Then you ask the spectator to cut the pack around the middle and choose one of these two piles for themselves and to give you the other pile. You then explain you were going to attempt to detect the colours of the cards in the spectators pile based on the cards in your pile. So you turn over your first card and pretend to concentrate on it. In actual fact, you're just looking at the back of the spectator's first card. Now you don't know for sure which colour this one's going to be, but if you take a chance, you've got a 50-50 chance of being right, and even if you're wrong, you now have the key to knowing the colour of their cards based on the direction of the back. So this one should be a red as well. So now we've got the key to knowing what the colour of their cards are based on the design of their back. We can now continue to turn our cards over one at a time, pretend to concentrate on our card and correctly predict the colour of the spectator's next card. Unless the one-way design on the back of your cards is really subtle, it's probably best to only repeat this 5 to 10 times. Well, that's the end of the video. If you like it, please like it and subscribe. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and see you soon.